baby.
Oh, cute. Alright, are you ready? Melanie, we are going to carry on with the lesson that we started last time.
Yeah,
about
spring. Parcel.
Alright. Yeah, Melanie, do you need the bathroom too?
Yeah. Melanie, you need the buddy?
Yeah.
You want the buddy?
Alright. You can use the other one too. You want.
Thanks for coming. You like this kind of buddy? Go ahead, you're right.
Alright. Ready? You can sit here. Good to see you, honey. Alright, you have a seat there. Your dad's going to be right there as soon as he gets done. And let's get this blanket ready for you. Alright. Blanket on your lap. Do you want this on your shoulders? Okay, which one do you want? The green side or the brown side? This one? Yeah. Alright. Nice and green, just like spring. He's coming. Alright, so we were talking about spring and planting. He's coming. And we saw that plant growing. So we said that agriculture came about around 12,000 years ago. So it's no wonder we have such a variety of seeds and plants. Now, just like seeds come in all kinds of shapes and sizes.
Make your sweater on?
That if you sift through them, you'll see different colors and textures. Textures. Some seeds feel fuzzy and others are smooth or even bumpy. But every seed requires water and oxygen. Oxygen. Alright, so let's warm up by saying every seed needs water plus light. Every seed and every person too. You listen. Every seed and every person needs water and Mama. Yeah, we're going to go to the soft one today. Mama. And go right for it. Super close. Over. There we go. Oh. After. Next is. Next is. Right next to it. One again. After one comes. Super close. G. After G. E. And after E. In the same corner. Go for it. And every seed needs water and oxygen. Alright, let's take a deep breath so we got oxygen. Alright, now we got our oxygen. Let's move on and say, how many thousands of years ago was agriculture invented? Or not invented, but just come about. Agriculture for how many thousands of years? It's on the soft side. You can do that. And next is after one. Now hold it this way. There we go. 1 and 2. Perfect. 12,000 years ago. I wasn't going to make you do all those zeros. That's a lot. All right. And we said, if you sort through seeds, you'll notice different colors and what? And see lots of colors and lots of, yeah, teeth. Not the teeth. Next is all the teeth. T-E. Right in the middle. X, then up. T, then next is. You got it. U, and after U. All inside R. After R, we've got E. And we're making it plural. Last letter is S. Lots of different colors and textures. T-E-X, T-U-R-E-S. Alright, now, after we watch that time-lapse video from last time, you might feel inspired, I-N-S-P-I-R-E-D, or mentally stimulated, to start your own seeds. Now, there are several steps you need to follow to get started. First, you need to choose your seeds. Are you going to grow flowers, herbs with an H, H-E-R-B-S, or vegetables, V-E-G-E-T-A-B-L-E-S? You have a stuffy nose? You want a Kleenex? Okay. I'll zoom right back here to the Kleenex center. We got a nice bird Kleenexes today. Yeah, a lot of people have got allergies and whatnot going on. Alright, so after you choose your seeds, you want to plant them in loose textured soil, S-O-I-L, in a shallow container, S-H-A-L-L-O-W, exactly like that. Loose soil in a shallow container, and you want to put them under grow lights, like this one. You want that? Yeah. All right. Let's put that right under your feet. There we go. That's very comfy. Yeah. That's kind of cool. Yeah, I have lots of students that like to kind of bounce their feet on that while they're smelling. Get some Julian. So you put them under grow lights or in a sunny window of your home. All right. Somebody circled some questions on. In this window? Yeah. No, that's why I've got grow lights. All right. So let's see. We said one type of seeds you might be tempted to grow are vegetables or what? We got two options here. Vegetables or F, then next is L, then next is O after O. We've got W after W. We've got E after E. Reach for it. O down R. And we're going to make it plural. Last letter. Reach up. S. You might be tempted to grow vegetables or flowers. All right, very nice. And what kind of container did we say? Container should be what? Opposite of deep? Just like this one in the picture. Super close. Yes. Nice. S, then. Reach. H, then next is A. After A comes. Reach for it. Right in the middle. Oh, perfect. One more time. This one's got a double poke. Super close. Right back on the L. There's the F. And next. Oh, perfect. And last letter is right in the corner. W. Perfect. It's going to be a shallow container. Opposite of deep. All right. So. with some grow lights or some sun, whichever you have. Now, you watch and wait. Some seeds might begin to germinate. I need a different pencil, that one's kind of weak. Germinate is Germinate, or sprout in just 2 weeks, while others could take a bit longer. It all depends on the seeds that you've chosen. If you like to plant things that sprout quickly, you could try beans, beans, pumpkins, or tomato, tomato. Once your seeds begin to sprout, you can remove a plastic cover to give them some more sunlight or grow lights if you're using them. But caring for sprouts is a big responsibility. responsibility. That's a big word too. And you have to be sure to water them as much as needed. Once your plants are big enough and the weather is favorable, you can begin transplanting. Transplanting, or moving them outside. But remember to consider your local climate and the type of seeds you planted when transferring your plants outdoors. All right. Do you want a big word? Yeah. Okay, let's do another word for sprouting. Sprout is a nice word. Go for it. G. Next is E-N-G-E. Next is up here. This way. Up. And perfect. G-E-R-N. Always corner. The opposite corner. And after N. And your eye right up the corner A. After A, we've got T. And after T. All the way down E. Germinate. Wow, that didn't seem so long. You really did that one. I'd say that's a big word. Germinate.
Have you ever used the word germinate before?
Well, maybe you can today, because that was a big one. All right. Let's see. I had one guy who answered that question. He was open already. I said another word for germinate, and he spelled grow because I'm not going to spell the other one. It's too long. And I'm like, okay, but you just wrote a sentence that was longer than germinate. So that was kind of funny. But yeah, you tricked me, but you tricked yourself. That was kind of funny. All right. You want to do another really big word? Since you did that one so well. We said caring for your sprouts is a big what? Caring for sprouts. Hold on. Is a big hug. And then we're going to go on and big word.
Big word.
Reach. Oh, another hug first? Okay. And let's go. Ready? Then next is E. Then after E. All the way to the top corner. And then next is. These are all in a row. E. Then. And nice. P-O-N. All the way up. That's the next is. In this corner. Then reach to the top, super close, overrun. B. Then back to the corner. I. Nice. After I. Now we're back to this third eye. And next is. 2 more to go. You're doing so well on this one. Over one. You got the T. Let's slow it down. T. And then reach it down for the last one. Y. Nice. It's a big responsibility. Responsibility. And it has 3 eyes in it, so then you have to kind of keep track of where you are. Is it the second eye or the third eye? Sometimes. Like, wait a minute. Where am I? All right. Big responsibility, big word. All right. Now, let's do, what was one of the kind of seeds that I said grows quickly, quick to sprout? One of them, the veggies that's quick to sprout. We're going to do the one that is on this board because it's a short one. Not too long. It's a quick one. Go for it. Then E, and then reach it up. A, and go down. And alright, so bean. Yeah, that's a quick to sprout kind of seed.
Remember watching Mr. Bean yesterday?
Yeah, you watch Mr. Bean?
Yeah.
He sprouts.
We watched his vacation.
Oh, he's funny. I really like Mr. Bean. You know, he got a PhD in electrical engineering before he became a comic.
I remember hearing that.
Yeah, like, he was just like, well, no, I'm not going to do this. I'm going to be funny. All right, so that was a nice short word after those two really long words. Now, don't rush the process. That's the next tip. Adjusting, ADJUSTING, or getting familiar to new experiences, we often need support similar to plants. Now, how can we help indoor plants move to the great outdoors? This is a step-by-step process known as hardening off. HARDENING. Or acclimating. Here's another big one. ACCLIMATING. And if you look, in the middle of acclimate, you have the word climate. So you're getting used to the climate of outside, or inside, or wherever you're moving to. Now, acclimating is a step-by-step process of getting plants used to the elements. ELEMENTS, such as sun, rain, and wind. Plants sprouting indoors need lots of exposure to adjust to their new environment. Yeah, he's cute. He's cute. Alright, should we do a short word or a long word? You want short or long? You want a long one? Alright, so when we are acclimating plants, the term is what off. Okay, acclimating is H then, next is A, you got it. H A. Remember? R then, next is then, in the corner. E after E comes, and then next is over one. I, then next is and last letter, right at the bottom, G. Hardening off. That's a nice long one. Hardening, like garden. It sounds like gardening, doesn't it? It's just one letter off from gardening. That's a good way to remember that word. I just thought of that. I just realized that. Maybe somebody else thought of that. All right, so we talked about getting exposure to the elements. So the elements, we had rain, and let's name one other element that they get used to. The rain and W. Perfect. Next is reach. I after I. Let's go this corner. And after
Deep breath.
Deep
breath.
You got it right there. The wind. So we got the rain and the wind. And also the sun. All the stuff. Let's Let's make some wind and see. Let's see how we can make some wind here.
You good?
Ready? Yeah. Yeah, now we can see evidence of our inside good. Want to do one more? Let's see. Try again a big one. Oh, I kind of got stuck. Hold on. Let's get it fresh. Alright, there we go. Nice. I did a slow wind. Alright, so we have evidence. Oh, hold on. Now our hands are sticky.
Quality entertainment.
Yeah, here. Yours right there. And here's a selection of penises. Alright, so we have evidence of the wind, but we're not going to have evidence of rain inside the house because that would be a little bit too much. You want to pick that up? Okay. Alright, oh, you ready to lighten up?
Okay.
Alright. I'll add that. Actually, here, I'm going to pass that one to your dad. I'm going to put this one on this lap. On this side. There we go. Alright, so we have we have elements of rain, wind, and sun. Alright, let's do.
Let's see the sun today.
No, we're not going to see the sun. But we might see the rain outside. Alright, now. Hardening off helps the seedlings grow strong and withstand the weather that they're going to experience. So weather, W-E-A-T-H-E-R. The seedlings need to have moist soil and be in an area that's out of the direct sunlight and blocked by the wind to start with. Giving the plants 2 hours of outside time to start with is a great start. Each day, the time spent outside can increase by an hour or two until the seedlings are ready for their first night under the stars. After about 10 days, it'll be moving day and the seedlings will be ready to call the garden their new home. Alright, so let's see. How many days does the hardening off process take? Yeah, 1 and 0. Perfect. And while we're still in the number word, how many hours a day do you start with? 2. Nice. So it takes 10 days and you start with 2 hours. Alright. Let's see. Now that we've learned the necessary steps, Now that we've learned the necessary steps to go from growing seedlings all the way to cultivating, cultivating, or preparing the plants, it's time to reap the fruits of our labor and enjoy what we've made. There are many reasons why people might grow a garden. Growing a garden guarantees, Guarantees, or makes sure that it's highly nutritious because of all the attention that the grower puts into it. Taking care of a garden can also be beneficial for people's mental health. It's known to reduce stress and keeps people engaged, engaged, or interested in constantly learning more about plants and their needs. This builds skills, keeps your mind active, and boosts your mood. Plants are an important part of the world and are considered a natural resource. Resource. They can turn into food, medicine, fabric, colorful paints, fuel, and so much more. By growing plants, humans grow too. So here's some plants that they've made into some paint. Here's a pretty garden. And this one looks like they're making some kind of herbal medicine. So lots of different ways to use plants. Alright, so let's see. The word I said that means to make sure of something is what? Here's another nice long one. Let's do this one. This is G. The next is slow down right there for you. Perfect. G. All the way up.
Melanie.
You got it. A. G-U-A. Next is. Go for it. Then next is. All the way up. Go for it. A. After A comes in the corner. Head. To the top. Ready? Go for it. Super close. We flip right out of T. And then we've got a double at the end. So we'll poke it twice. Ready?
Melanie, pay attention.
There we go.
Finish.
And
Finish.
words. T. And one more time with E. E. Nice and slow. I like that. Not T. To make sure it's to guarantee. You know, that's a word that I've always had a hard time spelling. Everybody has a word that's kind of tricky. And sometimes I forget about the U on guarantee. All right. So, let's see. We said gardening can improve your mental health.
Do you like helping out?
Reducing what? This is a short word, but it's good word. You can reduce. We're going to do this last word and then we're going to do a little project. S. Then next is. S. T. Reach. R. After R. T. Now we're going to have two for the S. This is a good double poke. Go for it. Towards the top S. One more S. Nice double poke. It can help improve your mood and reduce stress. Now, you're going to plant some seeds. Ready for it? Okay, I'm going to move this up to the back so we don't get it dirty. Alright, so we had talked about having a shallow container. Check it out, I guess it's up there. A shallow container with some loose soil. So, check it out. I've got a shallow container with some loose soil. And the way I did that is I took this little pellet. Looks kind of like a cookie, but it's just dirt. And I put it right in there. So do you want to do one more on that one? Yeah, that can hold garbage, and you pop that right in there. And then we're going to get a little bit of water, and that is going to fluff up. You'll see that. Just grab some water from the sink. And that little pellet is going to fluff up and be nice dirt. So let's take that one and just carefully pour it in. All right, and then we'll just set it aside and watch it. I'm going to give a tiny bit of the water to these guys too. So we'll keep our eye on that one. In the meantime, we're going to start with these two. Bring us a little bit closer to you. Now, we had talked about flowers and vegetables and herbs. And I've got one of each. So, first of all, let's label them so we don't. Where is my pen? Okay. So, we need flowers. And for flowers, I have sunflower. Okay, pretty. So let's write sunflowers on this one. So you don't mix it up with your sun. Yeah.
Are those seeds for flowers?
Alright, so what we're going to do is take this and poke a little hole right in there. And then, yeah, see, it's kind of and then we're going to take some sunflower seeds. There's tall mixed varieties, so we're not sure what kind it's going to look like. You can take those seeds and put them right in there. One more. Right in there, yeah. And then we just kind of poke it a little bit to make it go under the dirt. There's our sunflower. Alright, the next thing we talked about was vegetables, and I have Alaska early bush peas. You like peas? The nice thing about peas is that they make a nice flour too. Alright, so I got 2 peas. Let's put your 2 peas right in there. Another one. Alright, and then help me with this. We're going to just poke it down. Like that. Push that one down. Oh, hold on. It jumped right out. There we go. This guy does not want to poke down.
Slippery little guy.
There we go. Now he's covered up. Alright, but we got to write peas on this so we don't forget what it is.
Need more water? A
Um,
little extra here, yeah.
yeah. You can put a tiny bit in there. Alright. And then the next one, we have flowers, herbs. That's going to be the herbs. H-E-R-B-S. And the kind of herbs we have are microgreens. See how pretty those are? These are like little, it says a hearty and tasty mixture of greens meant to be harvested when young. These are popular for people without garden space. Plants are ready to eat in 2 to 4 weeks. So, yeah, these are, they said beans were fast, but microgreens are really fast. Okay, so microgreens, they're kind of tiny. Ready? You can just slide them right off in there. There we go. There. Alright, we'll kind of poke these little guys out too. There. It's kind of fun to see that little thing. Now we got herbs. I'm going to write microgreens. So remember to eat them.
You think they're going to grow?
I think they're going to grow because you got that big responsibility of watering them. So we're going to put them in, each one of them, we're going to set it right in a big cup like that. So it
Looks like you've done this before.
yeah.
Melanie, help.
Pop that right in there. There we go. Alright. Next one. Pop it in. Now, the last thing we need to do with this is cover it with some plastic wrap. So that will keep the moisture in. So let me go grab the plastic wrap.
Good job.
That will be
Did you put the seeds in the dirt, in the soil?
Yeah.
And then put water on it, it's going to grow. Put some plastic on it. Keep it moist in there.
Alright, so let's put it right on top.
Yeah.
So now we have our tiny little greenhouse here. So let's put a little bit of tape on it because that doesn't really stick to the thing very well. So then, Melanie, your big responsibility will be to keep an eye on these and give them a little bit of water each day. And after they get kind of tall, that should stick. There we go. You want to pat down that tape? Okay, there we go. So each day you can lift up the plastic a little bit, give them a little bit of water. Alright, let's do the last piece of tape. All the way there. And then it'll be kind of fun. Maybe you can keep a record, too, of which one grows the fastest. So,
Which one do you think is going to grow the fastest?
vegetables, flowers, and herbs.
Which one?
I don't know. Which do you
You
think?
like that one?
You think the peas are going to grow fastest? Alright. I know one of the other guys already has some sprouts just from last week. So, this can do that. We can make a little chart. Keep on it. Let's see. We've got your peas and your microgreens and your sunflowers. So you know what you could do is check on day 7 and then day 10, maybe day 15 and day 20, and then you can see who's growing. You can make a little X by whoever's growing, and then can see who's growing the fastest and who is ready for hardening up. There it is. I did really well today.
Amazing.
Yeah. You want to spell one more word? No? You're ready to go with those guys? Yeah. Yeah? Okay. Can I send you the last paragraph to read at home? You don't want to read the last one at home?
Now you want to finish?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. But there is one more paragraph. So you can read it with your mom.
Be polite.
You can read it with your mom or with Marissa or any of those nice ladies. So they're gonna want to know all of what you're growing. So hold on, I'm gonna move this thing so you can stand up without tripping. There we go. I love it.
Do you leave this here?
No, you're gonna take that. You're gonna take that. Because Melanie is gonna be in charge of watering. That's a big responsibility. Giving them a few drips of water each day.